Right, a troll on my channel keeps insisting that all I need to do for the Milwaukee case, my Milwaukee case where I got arrested for parking in the Target parking lot and arrested over my name. He says, all I got to do is plead guilty or not guilty, and I could do that before July 16th. But I question why. Without the evidence, why plead anything? I'm unsure of what to plead. And I have reasons that are important to discuss here today about why I should look at evidence before pleading anything. I'm waiting until July 16th. I talked to this judge twice now, and she keeps insisting that she's not looking at my case until July 16th. And she didn't say anything about pleading before that. I did see that in the paperwork, though, that you can plead before July 16th. But I'm not doing that, okay? I'm not going to plead until I see the evidence. And the way they got their system set up is they don't even want to show me any evidence. They say I need to plead before I see the evidence, and I say I want to see the evidence before I plead. I don't think they make any sense. So let me try to bring some sense to this discussion. These are reasons why I should see the evidence, be able to look at the evidence, whatever the prosecutor is going to use against me, before I decide to plead guilty or not guilty at the first hearing or the arraignment. First, I want to understand the case against me. I want to review the evidence to help myself understand the strength of my prosecutor's case, who I don't even know the prosecutor's name. Still. And that includes details of the charges and the evidence that they have to support them. I want to see that. I want to identify my defenses by examining the evidence that allows me to identify potential defenses or weaknesses in the prosecution's case that could be used to my advantage. I want to make informed decisions. You don't make informed decisions without seeing their case against me. Pleading guilty or not guilty is a significant decision to make with serious consequences. Having a complete understanding of the evidence ensures that my decision is based on facts and not just on assumptions or incomplete information. Okay, right now I'm in the stage where I have incomplete information and I'm not making any decisions on my case. No matter how much they want to push me into making a decision on pleading, I'm not making an, because when she asks if I pled guilty to this, then they got to ask, then that's when they love to ask, are you making an informed decision today? They like to ask that when you're pleading guilty. Negotiating plea bargains. Knowing the evidence can give you leverage in negotiating a plea bargain. I might be able to negotiate a lesser charge or a reduced sentence if the evidence against me is weak. So a lesser charge from obstruction and loitering. What are the lesser charges for that? How about the lesser charges? No charges, okay? No charges. Simple as that. Drop your dumb case. Protecting my rights, ensuring that the evidence was obtained legally and that my rights were not violated, which they were, during the investigation is essential. Illegally obtained evidence can sometimes be excluded, which could significantly impact the case. And my arresting officers, they illegally arrested me over my ID and then backtracked, charging me with nonsense laws. Avoiding unjust conviction. Reviewing the evidence can help me avoid pleading guilty to a crime I did not commit, or one where the evidence is insufficient to prove my guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. So this, once again, is just learning what the information is that they're going to have, because they have a finite amount of information that they're going to use against me, and I want to see it all. They can't just hide it from me and then surprise me with it at trial. Preparing for trial. If I decide to plead not guilty, understanding the evidence is crucial for preparing a defense strategy and for effective cross-examination of witnesses during the trial. So I need all that background information so I can start preparing my defense for my trial. Assessing potential consequences. Evaluating the evidence helps me understand the potential consequences of a conviction, including sentencing guidelines and the impact on my personal and professional life. I don't want my reputation ruined by being convicted on bad evidence. So I need to see it. So I need to review this evidence beforehand, even though I think it's the government's players who insist that I make the pleadings before I see the evidence. Okay? People with common sense want to see the evidence. It's just like for trial. You don't ask the jury to convict somebody before they hear the case. I mean, there's just so many examples you could think of where it just doesn't make sense. Where you don't do a book report first on a book without reading it. I mean, there's just so many examples. You got to get that. I got to get that evidence, and it's being withheld from me, and it's being dangled by the police station for $600 for the police body cams, and then $1.80 for whatever police reports. I'm not even willing to pay $1.80. I want it for free. I want to see what the prosecutor is going to be using, because how much did the prosecutor pay? They paid nothing. So that's all I got to say.